fellow traders, Bob here. It's time for the daily market wrap for Friday, July the 23rd, 2021. I hope everybody had a great trading day today. This is brought to you by Positive Trends Research, and everything we're going to talk about is for educational purposes only and non-investment advice, so please take a moment to review this disclaimer. Awesome. Good. All right, let's try to see where we left on the market here today. So SPX non-stop up 44 points today with fresh all-time highs and closing pretty close to those 44.1179. Weekly chart with a bullish engulfing candle. I mean, look at that thing, just engulfing that dark cloud cover candle. That got the bears excited, and we did push down a little bit here this week and say, just kidding, doing what it usually does, right? And we had a good series this week talking about dip buys, right? And so the 50-day moving average often gives us a nice dip buy, and wow, what follow through. We talked about this on Monday, the importance of us getting over the ADMA, and once we did that, right, we chopped. I thought we were actually going to chop up a little bit more today, kind of like we did here, but nope, gap up and see ya, right? So fresh all-time highs there, pretty incredible stuff. Let's take a look at the SPY again. It was really low volume throughout the day today, and it really started to come in later, right? So pretty amazing stuff. But let's take a look at the S&P futures and see how it handled our levels here today. Again, it was all about getting over the overnight high and then go over the all-time highs. Once you go over the all-time highs, you got price discovery. So this is true Elliott wave territory, right? Once we get in here where we've never been before and there's no real levels, that's where you got to use your fibs, right? You got to use your wave counts, right? So just kind of looking into this morning, you kind of see right here is you got this wave up, right? ABC wave down, and you kind of have this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we're kind of getting this kind of expanded flat here going into the weekend, right, and going into Sunday when the futures start up again. So again, guys, this has been one of the most impulsive waves I've seen in a while in terms of length and strength, right? So we've been looking at it the whole way up. Maybe this wave 5 is done here, maybe wave 5 is done here. So if you kind of look at this, maybe this is wave 5, right, and then we'll see if it gives any sort of indication of a pullback at all, right? So just kind of keep an eye on this going into the into next week. Don't forget, we do have Fed next week, so if anything can stir it up, certainly JPOW can, right? So we got that going on there. Again, back to the MES here. In terms of putting a geometric line on here, it's going to be a little bit tricky. I mean, it would be really tight, right? So you kind of have this that we can look at going into Sunday, right? And of course, there'll be some geos below, but just kind of see how that goes going into next week. We've got the Qs, of course, up here today. Again, everything was pretty much strong today. All the big names had some pretty decent moves. IWM, nice bounce, right? We talked about this in the bubble report this morning. Rising wedge breakdown, we got that right away, and then right off of the geometric line for a nice move. So really cool stuff there. XLF was generally the weakest link here today, right? So the banks were just down all day today. We pointed those out with some short opportunities in the group today. The VIX got a little bit perky throughout the day, but ended up just kind of staying down, right? Pretty suppressed right there. So Apple, it was just a grinder today, but ended up working its way up. Tesla gave us a harmonic throughout the day here. We were tracking that up to the signal zone and ended up retracing off of it a little bit and then still going, but nice CD wing there on Tesla today. Bitcoin got things a little bit hot and spicy here today, but ended up only down $5, right? So pretty cool stuff there, but still chopping here at the ADMA, right? So we got that going on. Intel, guys, wow, what a drop on this one. Keep an eye on this one going into next week. Could be interesting. The standout name today, goodness gracious, this is where all the bulls were today. Look at Roku. That took out so many levels today. Huge volume, big breakout candle, redonkulous there today, but it was a big one. And one of our members pointed that out this morning, and it went. When it went. It was incredible. And PG had a nice candle here today, so keep an eye on that going into next week. Snap had a nice gap and go today, also profiled in the bubble report. Watch that high on Monday to see if it breaks out above there for any more movement. Cisco from the free game plan yesterday. I'm not sure it was on the actually, I think this is from the bubble report. It's more the group game plan, but member found this last night, or on the YouTube found this last night. So nice breakout above here, and a good push to the upside. So a good game plan name on that one here today. Keep an eye on Shop going to next week. This one's been a strong mover here too, so we're going to look for retraces on that to see if they're viable. Snow actually looks like it had a nice move, but it's also looking like a retrace right here, so we'll keep an eye on that one. And Netflix had a decent dip buy today, right? Lots of lower shadows here after earnings. Inside ended up failing with the inside day down and coming back up, but right at the 200-day moving average. So keep an eye on this one. If it stays weak, there might be some more short opportunity here in Netflix, so it's something to keep an eye on there. But I don't know. They got a new He-Man series coming out today, so maybe it's all good. So we'll see. Anyway, guys, really appreciate everybody for tuning in. Hope everybody has a wonderful and blessed weekend. We'll see you guys Sunday at 7:30 for the Elliott Wave Show. And until then, stay healthy out there. Remember your risk first and stay safe. See you, stay in the game.